Are you ready to take your cybersecurity skills to the next level? In this video, I will show you how to set up two of the most powerful virtual machines for security testing, Metasploitable 2 and Chronos. So, let's get to it. So the first thing that we need to do is to open our VirtualBox. As you can see, I have already mine open. So let's begin by installing our Metasploitable 2. So we can open Firefox, for instance, and you can insert Metasploitable 2 and then download. We can click here on VulnHub. Now we can click here. Our download will start now. Okay, now as you can see, our download was successful. If you go then to your terminal, and in my case it will be on downloads, and if I list everything, as you can see we have here our zipped file, but before we can unzip this file we should always see if the files were tampered with. So to do that we can use the following command: md5 sum and then the name of our file, and you click enter, and this is the checksum for this file. Now to see if this checksum is the same as the one that they give us, and you can go here where it says file information, click here on the question mark, and here where it says you can find all the checksums here, you click here and you click Ctrl F to find, and you write Metasploitable. And as you can see, you have here a lot of checksums for Metasploitable. Now you can see that, for instance, my checksum is the same as this one, so it's okay for us to proceed. Now we can unzip our file, so we unzip Metasploitable Linux.zip, we click enter, and now if you list the contents of your current file, your current directory, you will see that now you have all the files that were zipped inside of a directory that now we can access. To access the files, you can change of directories to the new directory, like so. Now if you list, you will have a lot of files here. Now the one that we will use is this one here, the one that ends with VMDK. VMDK stands for Virtual Machine Disk, and these files contains the data needed to boot and run our VM. Now in our VirtualBox we power on our pfSense and Kali Linux. We click start, and now we click on Kali Linux and we click start as well. Now we put our Kali Linux running because we can use it to ensure that our Metasploitable 2 and Chronos are correctly installed and accessible on the network. We also put pfSense running because we can use it to ensure that our Chronos has an IP address. We could use Chronos, however we do not have the credentials to log in, so we need to use pfSense instead. Okay guys, now let's create our VM, and to do that we click on New, we name it, and in this case we will name it Metasploitable 2. You should fix the path to the folder where you have your VMs saved, because you will need to access it, okay? Now we do not add an ISO image, and the type will be Linux, and the version will be Debian 64-bit. Now we click next, we change the base memory to 1024, like so, we click next, and we will check where it says do not add a virtual hard disk. Now we check this, so the do not add a virtual hard disk, because the file that we downloaded, the one that ends with VMDK, is our hard disk, and this will ensure that VirtualBox uses our existing virtual hard disk containing a pre-configured OS and data, aka the one that ends with .vmdk. So we click next and we click finish and we click continue. And now we have our Metasploitable 2. Now we will add our Metasploitable 2 to a new group. So we right click on it, we click move to a group and we click new. And we will rename the new group. So we right click on it and we click on rename group. And we will give the name of cyber range. So this will be our cyber range. And we click enter. Now we will move our cyber range into our home lab group. So we right click on our cyber range and we click on move to and we click on home lab, like so. And as you can see now, our home lab has our firewall, has our management and has our cyber range. Now, do you remember when I told you that you needed to memorize the path to the folder where you save your virtual machines? This is where we need to access that folder. In my case, that folder was on my home directory, and then as you can see I have here VirtualBox VMs. I will click on it, home lab, and here you can see the VMs that we have. So we have our cyber range, we have our firewall, and we have our management. But this time we just need our cyber range. So we double click on it, and as you can see we have our Metasploitable 2 here. And we will double click on it as well. Now we will open a new window on our files, and in my case I downloaded Metasploitable 2 to downloads, as you remember. And as you can see I have here my Metasploitable 2 folder, so I will double click on it. And here I have the file that we need, the one that ends with vmdk. We will grab it and we will put it on our Metasploitable 2, the one that we created on our VirtualBox. Okay, like so. Now we will select our Metasploitable 2, we will click on settings and we go to storage. We click on controller and we click here where it says adds hard disk, and this is where we will add our file, the one that ends with vmdk. So we click on it, we click add, and here we have it, guys. So we double click on it. Now we click choose, and you should have something like this. Now before we click OK, we should go to network, and on adapter 1 where it says attached to, we should click on internal network, and instead of LAN 0 we will insert LAN 1. Also we go to system, we uncheck floppy, and this is because of the reasons that I've told you in video 1. We click on hard disk and we set it at first. We click on optical disk and we set it at second, and we click OK. And now we can see if our Metasploitable 2 was correctly installed and if it is accessible on our network. And to do that, we will click on Metasploitable 2 and we will click on Start. We just need to wait a little bit. Okay, now we need to log in, and the credentials are, as you can see, msfadmin, and our password is msfadmin as well. Okay, now let's see if we have an IP address, and to do that we run the command ipALETH0. Now this command will list only the ETH0 IP address. So we click enter, and as you can see my IP address is 10.6.6.12, and my IP address can differ from yours, and that's perfectly normal. Okay guys, now let's see if our Metasploitable 2 has internet connectivity, and to do that we can ping Google. To do that we insert the ping command, and then google.com, like so. Let's see. Well, we are receiving our packages, okay? So we have internet connectivity. So check, we have internet connectivity. Now let's ping our Metasploitable 2 from our Kali Linux to see if our two machines can communicate with each other. So, as I told you before, you should have Kali Linux and pfSense running. So if you click on Kali Linux and you click show, you will have it here. Now you can insert your password, go to your terminal. Now let's ping our Metasploitable 2 from our Kali Linux. So ping. Now let me see my IP address, my Metasploitable 2 IP address. Okay, is this one here? And my IP address is 10.6.6.12. So let's see, guys, and we have, guys, so we are receiving packages, and this means that our two machines can communicate with each other in the network. Okay, guys, so we successfully set up our Metasploitable 2, so let's do the same to Chronos. So once again we go to Firefox, we write Chronos and vuln hub, like so. We can click on this one here and we can click here on downloads. So we just need to wait a little bit. Okay, and our downloads is completed. So my Chronos should be on my downloads directory. So if I go to my terminal and as you can see, I'm already inside of my downloads directory. And if I list the contents of this directory, I should have also my chronos.ova file. Now let me just tell you that this is a .ova file, and OVA stands for Open Virtualization Archive. And this is a single file format that contains all the necessary components to deploy a virtual machine. So here on VirtualBox, instead of clicking on New, we click on File and we import our OVA file. Now, before we do that, we should check also if this file was tampered with. And to do that, we go to our terminal and we use md5 sum like we did before, but this time we use the name chronos.ova and we click enter. And as you can see, this is our checksum. And if you compare this checksum with this one here, you can see that they are the same. So this file wasn't tampered with, so we can proceed. And now, as I told you before, instead of clicking New, we click on File and we click on Import Appliance. And here, we click on this little folder. We go to our downloads because it was there that I had my chronos.ova file. Here it is. And we click Open. Now let me just tell you that we import this file because this file is a complete package that includes the virtual machine's configuration and virtual disk pre-configured. So this is why we import instead of creating a new one. Now we click Next. Now here where it says MAC address policy, you should click on Generate new MAC address for all network adapters. And now we click Finish. And let's see, as you can see here, it's being imported. Okay, and here we have it. And now we will add our new VM, so our Chronos VM, to our group called 𝐶yberRange. So we right click on it, we will move to group this one here, homeLab//CyberRange. And as you can see now, our CyberRange not only has Metasploitable 2, but it has also Chronos. Okay, now let's make some changes on our Chronos VM. So we click on it, we go to Settings, then we go to System, and we uncheck floppy. The hard disk will be the first, the optical will be the second. Then we go to network, and here on adapter 1, where it says attached to, we should click on internal network, and we will name it LAN 1, like so. Then we click on advanced, and where it says adapter type, we should insert paravirtualized network virtu-net, and then we click OK. And now let's test our Chronos as we did to our Metasploitable 2. However, as I told you before, if you power on your Chronos, so let's do it, you will see that you should insert some credentials. However, we do not have those credentials, so we need to see if our Chronos has an IP address with our pfSense. And here we have Chronos login. We can't do it because we do not have a username or a password. So we go to our Kali Linux and we go to Firefox on our Kali Linux machine, and we go to our pfSense here. So https // and then in my case is 10.0.1.0.1, like so. And we log in. Now, inside of your pfSense, we go to status and we go to DHCP leases. And as you can see, we have our Chronos here, and this is our IP address. The IP address for Chronos is 10.6.6.13. Now let's grab this IP address and ping it. So we go to our terminal, so we can take this off, and we ping our IP address from our Chronos machine. Let's see, and here we have it. And as you can see, we received our packets, which means that our VMs can connect with each other. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and that the setup went well for you too. And if not, please leave a comment in the commentary section down below and I will try to help you. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And before you go, consider watching this video here. See you next time, stay curious, stay safe, and happy hacking! Bye bye!